had a week off work, and because I hate myself, I thought what better way to spend it than doing a challenge where I try and sketch out an entire comic within 24 hours. Can I do it? I don't fucking know. Is it even possible? I don't fucking know. But we gonna try? Oh hell yeah. This was a short story I wrote in 2015 and then abandoned. It was meant to be in a previous video of my Abandoned series, but I forgot about it immediately after remembering it because my fucking short-term memory is the fucking worst. So I have some things already to get me started. I have the main character design. I have 14 pages of panels sketched out, and I have a folder of the digitalized panels preset out for me. And then I have a stupid text edit file which breaks down every panel for me. So I have a start, and I'm going to use these resources to my advantage as much as I can because I do have a time limit, so starting from scratch would be fucking crazy, so no. So first things first, before I start that timer, I'm going to get myself situated. I'm going to relearn about Maya, tweak any character designs that I want, and then get started on the panels. If we go to my old ass DeviantArt, there we go. So if we go to my old ass DeviantArt, which I have barely used as of late because obviously DeviantArt went downhill, but obviously I use it for storage at this point. The only thing is the art style because I like the original style. However, I did a new thing recently. I did this and I don't know, I kind of like it. It's a little bit different. It's just, I feel like with cartoon style, the face is easy. It's getting the body that I find difficult. And I have done that in some panels, okay? It might just be easier for me to keep this style. I feel like I might be able to express it a bit more as well. It might just be laziness, not wanting to redo everything, but we are in a limited time frame after all, so maybe that's the wiser choice. So I don't need anything from DeviantArt, do I? I don't believe so. Maybe this reference? Although I do need to change the rib cage because it does look like she's just got really, really fucking saggy boobs. So that was meant to be the rib cage. Her legs need to be longer. Okay, let's pop this in Procreate real quick. Okay, so this is essentially Maya. This is the main character. And obviously I can see already there are things I would want to change about this main character. So for example, in my opinion, her thighs, I guess, are a little bit too long. They're a lot longer than her calves, which I don't like. I feel like I need to elongate that a wee little bit. The hands I like because it gave the creepy style I wanted. However, it is harder to do interactions with that. Her face I'm going to keep for now, even though I did like that new style I just showed. Outfits I'm going to keep. I think it's just her legs, and obviously the rib cage, because it honestly just looks like she's got saggy boobs. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted a sticky out rib cage. I know that looked unhealthy, but considering she is technically a vampire and she's technically dead, I would say it's somewhat acceptable. If this comes this way, I like that, because if we think about it, she is lined up. That means it would essentially be like here. Still don't like it. I need less curves as well. The thing about this sort of style is that you have, what's the word? A contradiction between your curves. You variate them a little bit. You want pointy and then you want curve. You sort of don't want... It's... yeah, like that. I'm not the best at explaining things. I'm a visual person, so I'm best at showing. But, hang on, what have I done in my sketches? So in the sketches, I have actually done it like this. I must have realised in the original that it wasn't what I wanted, so I guess that is what we would do. Okay, so because Past Me is a fucking idiot, none of the panel pages matched up to the text edit information. So page 14 was in fact 15, page 15 was in fact 16, and fuck knows, it was just one different. What was Past Me doing? Am I a fucking idiot? So I had to wrap my brain around my fucking idiot fucking ideas in the past. How did I not notice that? Was that just pure laziness and I just couldn't be asked to fix it? Probably. This is the biggest challenge I've ever set myself, and did I even calculate if it's possible? No, I did not. So here's the maths. If I was to spend 30 minutes for a page with 50 pages, that is 25 hours. I have 24. Did that stop me though? Nope. Why would you ask if that would stop me? Because we just clarified that past me's a fucking idiot. So why do you think present me is any different? Past, present and future me are all idiots. And whilst we're on the topic of me being a fucking idiot, the panels themselves took 4 fucking hours. And yet my dumbass was there like, oh yeah, I could do this. Enjoy! I thought by now my head would be going, do you have regrets yet? Do you regret starting this? Oddly enough, I don't. I quite enjoyed that. That was quite therapeutic. I mean, look at that. I literally have not gotten up from this chair once. I should probably go to the bathroom or something and get a drink, maybe some food before I carry on. It's been, how many hours has it been now? It's been approximately 4 hours. 4 goddamn hours to panel all those pages. And I probably missed one, so... I mean, I did miss one. I had to go back and work out which one it was. But that's step 1 done. Next is step 2. But let me go get a drink and you know what I mean. Some food. I don't have time to cook, okay? I'm on a time schedule. They put this on there. Do you fancy a second job? No one fancies a second job. No one sits at home and literally goes, you know what I could do? I could do a second job. They do it because they have to, not because they fucking want to. You fancy a fucking second job. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay, I just thought while I transfer files to my computer, I would have my lunch break. As well as deciding certain things, because obviously I have a page that is damaged due to blue tack getting stuck to it, and I've been debating redoing it. I mean, this one here. But it's got the most drawings on it, so I don't necessarily want to redo it. So I think when I ink it, I'll just have to cover it up somehow, you know what I mean? I'm glad I got all the panels done now. It wasn't as quick as I wanted to, but it was done. I also need to think of how I'm going to progress, because some characters I haven't even got a design for yet. Like, at all. I haven't even thought about it. I don't know what they look like. They just exist in my eyes. I think I might continue with the method that I started, so basically draw Maya in every panel. It does mean some sort of attachment and fluidity. I'm not sure that's the word I want. She might look a bit detached to everyone else when I finally get them in, but this is a speed comic after all, so I'm not gonna be too worried about that. So it'll probably be Maya on every page, then maybe some backgrounds if I get inspired to do them, then other characters. I think I vaguely know what one other character looks like, but I haven't tried to draw them in this cartoon style, so that might be difficult. I am also worried about how panels will flow. I did these years ago. I've literally just not even looked at the plan yet. I've just went by the templates I'd made and went with that. When I first started drawing this, I think I stared at the page for approximately 10 minutes, which is a bit of a waste of my timer, to be honest, isn't it? I just hadn't drawn this character in so long, I just didn't know where to start. So obviously I started with the easy panels of just drawing legs. I didn't know what to do. I was struggling. Watching this back as well, and that one panel where I erase her arm like 5 fucking times, a load of those arms was acceptable. I don't know why I rubbed them out, because I actually kind of like some of them and wish I kind of want to draw it back now because I know it looks okay. The first front facing I drew of her though, I hate. I want to go back and draw that one. But by the time I got to the very last panel on this page, I felt more confident. I immediately was like, yes, I knew what I'm doing. I'm drawing a quarter face with no reference. Let's do this. I think the first page overall took me 45 minutes, which is too long, way too long. That's over my half-hour mark, especially because it's just Maya. It doesn't include any characters, so I need to do less than half-hour per page. So, but after that, I was hitting out pages every half hour, sometimes less, depending on how much Maya was in it. So it was just getting over that unsurety isn't a word, but that's I don't know what word I want, but uncertainty, I think. Fuck knows. Oh, the hands as well. I was looking through some panels I'd done already, and some of the hands that I'd drawn were really fucking nice. Look at them hands. And them hands. And that hand. Bitch, and these hands. And that sexy motherfucker. So when it came to drawing hands again, I was just jealous of my past fucking self. And I was like, why could past me do this, but fucking present me can't? I got better at it though, it did improve. By the end of this challenge, my ability to draw hands did improve immensely, thankfully. I have regained that ability. Facial expressions were really fun. Fucking loved drawing some of the facial expressions. I'd never gone so wild with facial expressions before, so that was I had so much fun with that. I need to do that more often. I've just come to check in, you know. But no, I'm fine. What are we? How many hours are we in? I started like 4:30, 5 o'clock. If anyone's wondering why I didn't start when I first woke up, technically didn't get out of bed until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, bitch, is my week off. I get to do what I want. All right. Okay. But no, I got enough pizza to last me the 24 hours, so that's nice. Is it bad just to live on pizza and Pepsi for 24 hours? But I'm gonna do it anyway. At first I was a little worried about my state of drawing. Consistency still isn't there, but some of them are actually looking quite nice. Kinda nice. God damn. Oh, I just moved in my chair and my elbow clipped. Why the elbow? Why? Okay, we're reaching the halfway point now. Birds are chirping. To be honest, I don't feel that tired. I'm just in pain. My back is really hurting. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? So I'm currently managed to get up to page 23. I'm not even halfway with Jordan Maya. But we gotta think about that. She is the main character, so obviously she's gonna be on a lot of the pages. So I'm hoping when it comes to the other characters, I just sort of fly through them a lot quicker because they're not on many. Thankfully, I don't want to go to bed. I just want to lie down to ease my back. Oh, maybe I am tired after all, goodness gracious. Okay, alright, back to work I go. Do you remember earlier when I regarded my past, present and future self all fucking idiots? Of course you remember. I've lost approximately 8 hours worth of, not footage because I didn't record the entire time, but I'm incredibly annoyed. I want to scream, but I will not. I have the audio, I just don't have the visuals. Which makes this ever more stressful because then I know I actually did record it because I'm doing fucking sound matchups and fuck knows what else, and I just spent the last 2 hours trying to find it, because the thing I care about most is the character designs. So I don't care about, there's 2 videos I want back. One is my character designs, and one is my 12-hour flip through. So my halfway point, I had a flip through of what I had accomplished in the first half of the timer. I'm very close to stopping editing this video. Very close. But I'm not going to, because I've put on my channel, I show you my fuck ups. This is a fuck up. I just gotta do what I can, you know? Oh, I hate Pass Me. Pass Me's a fucking idiot. I remember deleting it as well, going like, oh yeah, I've exported those onto my computer. Like I've done it, 100% done it. iCloud is complaining at me that I'm out of storage. Let's just delete these now. I'm such a fucking idiot. Okay, I need to recalculate the time. Last night I just couldn't. I did that last check-in and I wasn't tired at all. I know that because when I tried sleeping I couldn't, but my back was absolutely hurting to hell and back. I have an old back injury I need to be careful of, so when I felt that particular area hurting, I knew I had to call it quits. I knew I had to pause the timer and give it a rest a little bit. But I'm back, so let me just recalculate the time I have remaining real quick. So last night I left it off at 5 a.m, which is 12 hours from the time I first began. So technically the halfway point. Oh yeah, when I tried to sleep as well, I just fucking couldn't. I was just staring at the ceiling, but I could not sleep. I was so wide awake. My mind just kept thinking about the stock images I need to take for panels and shit. It was just thinking like, okay, you could take this angle, you could take this angle, that'll help you with that. And then it just wouldn't let me rest. It took me like 2 hours to fall asleep. It was ridiculous. But now I'm back now. I've taken stock images. I'm renewing the timer. It's currently 5:30. I've also taken a stock image for a character you only see in like 2 panels as well. So nice quick one, no, just to get them out of the way. So these were the character designs that probably took me less than 10 minutes in all honesty, because obviously I classed it as part of the timer and the designing of the characters was it was part of it as a whole. Like I ain't gonna take time out just for that. I feel like that's cheating. So literally I spent less than 10 minutes of them. Originally I had one with like some cheekbones, but I felt like that aged him quite a bit, so I erased that. He also looked very serious, and to be honest, he still looks rather serious. I went against it in the end. With the overall design, obviously I wanted the style to look similar, but I wanted some changes in characters. So instead of, obviously, Maya has a top lip which is coloured in and the bottom lip that's not. So with Aaron, I simply did the opposite. I coloured in the bottom but not the top. Nice and simple. I did debate downturning the nose, but it didn't suit Warren, so I kept it upturned. I gave him glasses because I feel like he needed a recognisable feature. Obviously Maya has her moles. I don't want to give everyone moles, so Aaron's got his glasses. I also had to think about the hair as well because I wanted this style to stay very simple, so I had to break it down into shapes. Maya's is essentially 4 shapes. It was 5, but so this one here, but I removed it, so it is essentially 4. 1 being that, 2 being that, and the last 2 being the shadow in the background. So it's broken down into 4 shapes in total. With Aaron's, I broke it down into 2. So he's got his 1 shape and then a loose strand of hair, which is his 2nd shape. Nice and simple. I had his eyes a little bit more shallower than Maya's, and also he's got his same, even though he is taller than everyone, he's got the same look as Maya, because Maya has a tendency to look down on everyone. So she's very much constantly looking at people at the top of her eyelids because she's essentially looking down at everyone. That's just how she is. Warren is very much the same, even though he's taller than them. They both just like to permanently judge people, I guess. So he was probably the next most frequent character. And we had Martha. Martha she's an OC of mine that pops up in multiple stories. She's sort of that lovable mother bird character. And in regards to switching the colours on the lips here with Martha, I decided to keep it one singular colour. I haven't yet decided whether to keep it blank or to in fact colour it all in. Not something I've decided yet. I also decided to downturn her nose as well, as because she is a very happy person, so nice big wide eyes, happy to see people, pupils straightforward. That's why I decided that. And cute little eyebrows. She has a slightly wider face as well. I didn't want everyone to have the same face shape, so she's slightly wider. I just realised her eyes are a bit wonky, but I'm sure she'll be okay. In regards to hair, I've left it very fluid and very open. Reason being is because I will be painting with an ink wash. So this hair itself might not have definite lines on it. It will literally be blotches of ink. That is basically one shape, which makes things a lot easier for me because I can be messy and it'll look like it's on purpose. Okay, so the guy with no name, he needs a name. I don't know what to call him. Left him with a very similar face shape to Maya in the end. I felt like I spent too long on this, even though it was less than 10 minutes, so I hurried through it. I decided essentially the no lip look. He is a very toothy person. He's always grinning, always smiling, a little bit crazed, so no lips for him. His eyes are curved a lot as well, rather than Warren's and Maya's straight look of I can't deal with your shit anymore. He's generally a happy person, so I've left the curves on the top of his eyes because obviously that signifies happiness. And even though I gave him thick eyebrows in this, I did in fact leave him with thin eyebrows in the end. I thought it made him look a bit creepier, so I have changed that. His hair's slightly different now as well, because I felt like there was too many, how to call it, like that, which when it comes to colouring is a real pain in the ass because you have to get in all these little nooks and crannies. So I have changed his hair slightly. I believe I've got it more angled and more curved, so therefore there's only one sharp point down here rather than the loads that would have been there before. I did put one strand of hair over his eyes, one behind his ear. I'm just an idiot and drew multiple one by mistake. And then I have a few spikes. But I've left them, we're going to leave them loose, I think, and not pointed at the end, just to make it easier on myself. I did debate animating his hair depending on his emotions. That's what this is here, so I did debate flicking at the end when he's, happy, excited, that kind of thing, but that's basically who he is constantly, so I didn't end up doing that in the end. But he does need a name. I'm sure I'll think of one eventually. Oh dear, it's 6.5 hours left, and this time around it's hit me a little bit harder. It's probably because I know I'm meeting friends in about 8 hours, and I've got 6.5 hours left of doing this. I've already accepted I'm not going to get it all done because I did the math. It took me half an hour to complete a single page, and I've got how many pages? 49? 50? If we just do 50. So if I do half an hour times by 50, that's 25 pages. Wait. I'm too tired for this shit. Hang on, 25 hours. It was the right maths, I just said the wrong word. And obviously I've given myself 24. Not only that, but it took me 4 hours just to do the panel. Maybe I should have done the panels before I started recording. That would have made more sense, but oh dear. But what was I gonna say? If I hadn't of given myself this challenge, I wouldn't have done anything at all. It would have just stayed in that folder for another 7 years, because that's how long it's been there for. Wow. So even though I know these last 6.5 hours are pointless, I'm gonna do it anyway. I've got 4.5 hours left and I'm getting distracted by dialogue. I don't have time for dialogue. 4.5 hours? Dialogue is not important, okay? That's what my notes are for. I just had to waste 10 minutes as well putting everything back in order again, so this is the last page I've completed so far. I've only completed, and by completed I mean the characters, not the background. So I've completed about 4 pages in total of all the characters. I'm not doing this. This is not finishing on time, but I'm still gonna use all my time up as much as possible, because this is the most I've touched this comic in 7 years. So I'm doing it. It's just the last stretch now. It'll fly by. I got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try and get this page done as much as possible. Oh my god, I need a picture of Warren. I lost my rubber. I got 20 minutes left, I can't lose shit. Oh, I found it. Okay. 've drawn that in the wrong panel. That needs to be here. Oh, that's incredibly annoying. Do I change it or do I work around it? I mean, I've literally got 10 minutes left, so I've gotta make a quick decision. Four minutes. Oh, less than 60 seconds. Well, it's been fun. It actually has, surprisingly. This last minute is the longest minute of my... Oh wait, no, it's just finished. I was gonna say, oh my god, like, that minute was ticking on forever. Okay, my time is up. It's gone. So I guess next I'll just show you a flip through of everything I got done. I will go from page 1 to 49, so you can see all my progress. This has very much been an interesting challenge. I didn't succeed, but thinking about it, it probably was impossible. Originally, when I made this story, I remember I challenged myself to make it 30 pages, and it ended up being longer than 30 pages because I have never written a short story before. That was the whole point of doing this in 2015, was to write a short story for the first time. So it was a challenge to myself back then, just like it's a challenge now to actually finish it. But the 24 hours I've spent on this has made tremendous progress. I feel like my skill in drawing hands has improved again as well. Oh my god, like when I started this comic and I was looking at some of the hands I used to draw, I was like, oh my god, they're actually really nice. And when I tried drawing one, it was just like, no. So I feel like I've got my skill back in drawing hands. I'm almost there. I feel like I was more productive in the first 12 hours than I was the second 12 hours. I was really focused. I didn't look at my phone once. It was just all systems go, like all of it. I'm glad I did a flip through after the first 12 hours, so you could see what I did the first 12 hours and now what I've accomplished the second 12, because I do feel like I got a lot more done in the first 12. The second 12 I was distracted by my phone a lot, I just kept finding myself going on YouTube or scrolling through Twitter, and I'm like, wait, this is precious time. Why am I wasting it on Twitter? Get off. But I'm happy to see these characters come to life, and obviously some of them never had faces before. Some of them never even existed, only Maya existed. Now there's more of them. I need a name for what I've referred to as Daywalker 2 earlier on in the video. I need a name for him. I don't know what to call him. He's the only one without a name. But yeah, I've exceeded what I expected of myself. That I did low-key expect to complete it, but if I was to complete it, I feel like the quality would be lower, so I've actually exceeded my ability to draw because I didn't think I had it in me, so it's good. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with what I've done. I bid you lie. Either that or just me editing this realised how much I'm not actually happy with what I accomplished. Like I said, I got distracted in the second half a shit ton. I wasn't as focused. I kind of wish my back wasn't hurting after the first 12 hours because that's when all my focus was happening, was the first 12 hours, and obviously when I was trying to sleep after that. So that was really fucking unfortunate. But I got nowhere near as much done as I could have done. A part of me actually feels like if the panels are pre-drawn, this is actually possible. If I had drawn these characters repeatedly and knew them like the back of my hand, I fully believe someone can sketch up a 50-page comic in 24 hours. I honestly do think it's fucking possible, and I'm probably gonna try it again in a year or so. I'm not gonna lie. Not the same one, obviously, but if I was to do the same character style, for example, I just know it's possible, and it's definitely gonna be something I'm gonna retry. I will get it done one day. This challenge is not fucking over, mate. It's not. I will accomplish it. Eventually. And if I had to sum up this video in less than 15 seconds. I had a week off work, and because I hate myself, I thought what better way to spend it than doing a challenge where I try and sketch out an entire comic within 24 hours. Is it even possible? I don't fucking know. Can I do it? Nope.